Coming up on Good Morning Illini, we have details about the Michigan State University shooting.
After that, we are sitting down with Tyrone Phillips, the director of The Royale, a play set to premiere at the Krannert Center.
Then, we'll check in on how our wheelchair basketball team is doing, having hosted a tournament last weekend.
All this and more on this week's episode of Good Morning Illini,
which starts right now.
Good morning, Illini. I'm Erica Flossbecker.
And I'm Elena Clary, and thanks for joining us on this Friday, February 17th.
We got a packed show coming up for you guys, so let's get right to the news.
The tragic shooting at Michigan State University has left many people on the U of I's campus rattled. Good morning, Illini's Liara Aber has the reaction from the Illinois community.
This year, there have been more mass shootings than days of the year. This makes some students desensitized to the news. Some students can't help but worry, though.
U of I student Alexia Popa says that she didn't expect a school shooting on a college campus. She hoped that once she got through high school, she would be safe.
I kind of felt like I was safe from that.
She is now worried that is not the case. Chancellor Jones sent out an email Tuesday morning addressing the mass shooting in East Lansing. Popa says she received the chancellor's email while in the Illini Union. The Union in East Lansing was one of the two buildings on Michigan State's campus that the shooter entered. Popa says this coincidence scared her.
It was also very disheartening because I realized it could happen at any moment at any school.
Jones went on to applaud Michigan State's rapid and focused response to the shooting. Even in a moment of distress, Michigan State and community first responders quickly prevented more injuries and lives lost. Jones assures students that the University of Illinois has made and practiced responses for a variety of tragic scenarios at our school, like the one on the MSU campus. He hopes these measures never have to be taken. Popa says Chancellor Jones did a good job sending his thoughts and prayers to those at Michigan State. Jones refers to those in Lansing as our spirited athletic rivals, personal friends, and respected academic partners. Right now, though, the Chancellor explains that above all else, those at Michigan State are members of our family.
Those at MSU are in our hearts as they mourn for those killed and pray for those who are injured.
Tragedies like the shooting in Michigan can have a massive impact on a community. Blood donations may be necessary to address injuries sustained, and distributors sometimes struggle to find donors. Impact Life is a blood donation center in the Champaign-Urbana area, with the larger organization providing many services across the state and region. According to Impact Life, less than 10% of the population donates blood. This small donation pool can struggle to meet a community's needs when a mass shooting or other casualty happens, because blood is routinely required for procedures like surgeries or cancer treatments. Kirby Wynn, the public relations manager for Impact Life, highlighted the need for donors before and after surge events.
Sometimes in a crisis response, people will line up to donate. They want to help after the event. And blood donation is an important way to help because we need to replenish the blood supply after there's been a spike in the use of blood.
Impact Life has locations in both Champaign and Urbana. For more information on how to donate, go to www.bloodcenter.org. We turn now to weather for our 7-day forecast, and with snow already starting to fall, let's hope it doesn't get any worse.
Yeah, Kyla, what can we look forward to this week?
Happy Friday, Illini. It's a chilly day out there, but thankfully that cloud cover that we saw yesterday is going to start to clear out today. The weekend is looking fairly mild temperature-wise. Saturday will reach the upper 40s, and here's 3 p.m. on Sunday. We have temp highs in the lower 50s. The sun is going to be out with a few scattered clouds on these days, and it is going to be yet another breezy couple days here. If you can, try to walk to the women's basketball game this Sunday afternoon. Get some fresh air and wear orange to match those blue skies we will have. President's Day weather is looking nice as well. It should be partly sunny outside with a high near 50. Really, all of our weekend highs will be around 50. Take advantage of these coming days because we may see some more rain again next week. Have a wonderful weekend, Illini. Back to you.
Thanks for the update, Kyla. Moving now to fashion, students looking to channel their creativity through fashion and design can shine through a registered student organization on campus. Our Haley Bickelhoff has more. The Fashion Network was created in 2014 as a way for students to build their portfolio and their network. Textures, wire, clothing, and models could be seen in the Siebel Center, along with lights, cameras, and action. The Fashion Network is ready for its first photo shoot of the semester, happening this Sunday. The shoot is called Futurism. The Future is Now. 25 models dressed in sparkles, leather, and shining material are working with 20 stylists to put together pieces of clothing for Sunday's event. Kaylee Sedlasek is the club's creative director of styling. She says the organization has helped her develop personally and professionally.
My favorite part has been obviously the people. Like, I have met my best friends through this organization, and I could not imagine my life without it.
William Hoey is the president of the Fashion Network. He is one of the founding members of the club's upcoming Circular Fashion Show, which promotes sustainability in the industry.
And it's a day of both circularity within the fashion world, but also promoting a circular economic model. So it's a day filled of workshops, student vendor events, runways, and also a lot of thrifting and swapping of clothes.
The organization's Circular Fashion Show will take place on May 5th.
Are you looking for a way to de-stress, be creative, and make friends on campus? The RSO Stitching Illini might be able to help. Created in the fall of 2021, Stitching Illini is a place for crafters of to come together and share information and advice. Supplies for embroidery, knitting, and crochet are provided for anyone who needs them or is just starting out. Beginners who want to come and pick up a new skill are always welcome. But learning a new craft can be more than just a fun way to relieve stress. Co-founder and treasurer Julia Fazik says the RSO has been finding ways to give back to their community as well.
So we've been doing like hat drives, and we're starting to partner with other RSOs that have connections to like hospitals or like child daycare programs to make stuff for them.
Stitching Illini meets weekly on Thursday nights. For more information, you can follow stitching.illini on Instagram. And fellow seniors, it's almost over, nearly a quarter way through the spring semester, and we are gearing up for graduation. Before seniors walk across the stage, a few things must first be done. To participate in college convocations and the university-wide commencement, seniors must register online by the end of April. Each student will receive 4 free tickets for their families to come celebrate. Cap and gown orders must be placed by April 11th to avoid late shipping fees. It is also advised that seniors confirm their name they want on their degree and to double check they're sending the diploma to the correct address. One senior in mechanical engineering is excited for her big moment.
I think the feeling of being handed my diploma with my loved ones and my peers in the crowd is just going to feel like a big accomplishment. I'll be thinking of the girl I was when I toured the college campus with my grandfather, who will be sitting in the crowd.
Guwell is going to travel before starting her consulting career in Chicago following graduation.
Speaking of graduation, the largest Latinx congratulatory is set to take place in this spring. Less than 24 hours, the 300 seats available for the ceremony filled up, leading La Casa Cultural Latina to move the congratulatory to a bigger space.
This year marks the 44th annual Latinx Congratulatory, a ceremony meant to highlight the accomplishments of the University of Illinois' Latinx graduates who make up only 8.63% of the total degrees given out by the university in 2020. Graduate student Jacqueline Nunez had the chance to participate in the event last year and stated that the ceremony was more meaningful to her than the university-wide one.
For everyone there, like crossing that stage meant something so much more than like other people who may expect like college graduation to be the norm. Like that's not always the norm in like Latino community. So for everyone there, that meant something way bigger.
Nunez is a first-generation student that described the experience as surreal.
And to have like my parents there and to know that like my family from back home was watching and knowing that like a lot of sacrifices were made from past family members for me to be there at that very moment.
For the last couple of years, the Latinx Congratulatory has taken place at Cranert, but this year it's at the State Farm Center. Julie Rodriguez is a senior who has signed up to participate in the Congratulatory this year. She stated that this is a big moment for her, especially since her parents never got to experience college and the ceremony is inclusive.
I think one of the big things is, because I've tuned into the live streams before, is that they do it in 2 different languages, so in Spanish and English. So this makes it more accessible for Latinx families and relatives who may not understand English as well.
The State Farm Center can now hold up to 500 graduates with an unlimited number of guests.
Registration to participate in the Latinx Congratulatory will be open until the seats fill up again or until April 1st.
We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we get back, we'll get a chance to hear from Tyrone Phillips on his new play, The Royale.
Good Morning Illini. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Morning Illini. What you're watching right now is from a rehearsal of next week's premiere of the play The Royale at the Cranert Center. With us now live in studio is the director and U of I alumnus Tyrone Phillips. Welcome, Tyrone. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So we'll get to the play very shortly, but first I want to chat a little bit about you. So you graduated from U of I in 2012 as an acting major, but you decided you want to switch into directing mode. Tell me a little bit about why and what steps you took to make that change.
Yeah, I was a senior actor getting ready for my last show in Cranert Center, where I'm back directing now, and I was there at rehearsal just a little bit early, and I found myself arrested by a conversation that was happening between the director and the lighting designer. And I didn't know what that was about, but as Oprah says, it was like the aha moment of oh, I care about not only my world, but I care about the entire world of the play. What's happening to make that come to life? I care about making art and being there at the foundation of how we're building the world. So it was senior year, and I was like, all right, well, follow this passion, and then somehow it also led to being artistic director of Definition Theater in Chicago, which I've been there for 11 years now.
That's awesome. Talk to us a little bit about what Definition Theater is. What does it mean to you, and what does it mean to the world?
Yeah, Definition Theater is an organization that really celebrates stories created by people of color. And so I really believe it's part of my personal mission. Anti-racism is the thing that I do, and why I'm excited about The Royale is because it also is an act of just going and participating in the conversation. But for me, really, Definition is about an ensemble of people that have come together and say, we care about equity in theater. We care about equity in the arts, and when you look backstage, people of color are missing there. So how do we bridge that gap? And it's about access to the arts. And so we're on the south side of Chicago, also in a campaign for our new home in Woodlawn. And so now we're trying to make sure the mission has a space, that it lives on past the members, but there's a strong ensemble of artists, directors, designers, playwrights that all want to see equity be pushed forward in theater.
That is awesome. That's such a beautiful message. And this is your second time performing at Cranert. The first time was in 2019.
Directing, yes.
Directing, yes.
Yes, I performed many times.
Oh, yeah,
many
you performed,
times. Yeah.
yes, directing. So how does that
Yeah.
feel to be back for the second time?
Well, we're
directing?
making history, actually. This show is in the Colwell Playhouse Theater, and normally there are operas there. If you go to Cranert all the time, you know this. And then, so for the Department of Theater, this is the first show that they're doing in that space. So it is very much a full circle feeling. It's the Tryon Festival Theater. My name is Tyrone.
Yeah.
You get confused. When I was walking in undergrad, I always say, is that my name? No, it's not.
I know, I looked at it, I was like, no, there's no way that you have now your own festival theater at Cranert.
But we're building one with Definition on the south side, right? Like first we're saying we want to be an example for the world that if you start with the arts, it usually affects the community, economics, everything around it shifts when you have a really good art center in your community.
Yeah, that is so beautiful.
And that's Cranert here.
Yeah, that is Cranert. And so I know that you've been renting out spaces in Chicago, and now you're finally starting from the ground up, building. Tell me what that process has been like for you, and just seeing it come to life for you. That must be like, you're probably like, oh my gosh, like it's finally happening.
Yeah, and a lot has happened in the last couple of years. Again, we were founded in 2012, and so anti-racism was a word that wasn't accepted yet. We actually took it out of our mission for some time because it actually was becoming a barrier. And so to come back in 2020 after the racial reckoning that we all experienced, we were already there in 2012, right? So
Right.
it was beautiful that the world had finally caught up to the conversation. It's easier to talk about our mission, and people, I think, get it easier now. So that's been a bittersweet change, but anything for progress, anything for the needle being pushed to move forward. And so the home now is it's a community center. It's an arts incubator. We have an entrepreneur incubator as well, and we do plays, and we care about education, right? There are all the things to say, come here, there's something there for you, whether it be on or off the stage.
Absolutely. And now the moment we're all waiting for, tell us about the Royale. Tell us about the play.
Yeah, I love this play for so many reasons. When I first read it, the rhythm really spoke out to me. This is a masterpiece work of theater.
Yeah.
And it is a cast of 6 in this massive opera space, right? So that was a challenge to say, how do we make sure this intimate story about Jack Johnson reached the audience? Jack Johnson was the first heavyweight champion, African-American heavyweight champion in boxing in 1910. Wow. Nobody knows his story. I didn't know his story before picking up this play. And so I love this play because it is, again, an act of anti-racism in that we're uncovering some history that's been hidden purposefully before, and now finally giving this man his due. It is a monument, a living monument to Jack Johnson, his life, his legacy, and I'm excited to share it literally with everyone who comes. It's a big space, so everybody come, please. So that's the I'll say, like, come. We have enough room. We should pack it out because this man deserves to be celebrated.
Thank you. Wow. Well, check it out. Good luck with the show. Thank you so much, Tyrone, for being here. And make sure to buy your tickets to see the Royale at the Krannert Center for Performing Arts. Opening night is this upcoming Thursday.
Let's go.
Woo!
In other Krannert Center and theater news, there are 3 student-made plays performing this weekend. Our Michael Szczepaniak says 5 weeks ago they had nothing but an idea.
That's right, and now they have 3 full-length productions.
Sophia Urban is the director for Close. The play was written as part of the biannual Theater Studies New Works project at the Krannert Center. Urban says this is a devised piece, meaning the actors work directly with the playwright to write the script over a 5-week period. You heard that correctly. The play is entirely student-created. Jimmy Cohn plays the host in the show. He says working with the playwright to create his character from scratch was a very rewarding experience.
Having the ability to like have our voice as an input into the script and like build the characters based off our personalities as opposed to like just having a character handed to you, it like adds so much personal investment that like adds so much like beauty to the show.
Close had its first and only performance last night. There are 2 more student-made plays performing tonight and tomorrow as part of the same New Works project. Urban says this experience has taught them that rehearsals don't always have to be so serious.
It can be really easy sometimes to feel very boxed in, and it was really, the show itself is like a variety show style, and there's improv in it, which I actually didn't have a lot of experience in working on, and I think just being able to bring joy into a rehearsal room and a process, it's something that I'm going to continue.
Urban says they look forward to directing more with Illinois Theater in their last year.
I'm so sad I didn't get to see the actual show, but even just sitting in on a rehearsal was so much fun. It's obvious that a lot of passion went into making this whole project.
The Spurlock Museum recently showed the film Chosen, directed by award-winning lawyer-turned-filmmaker Joseph Jun. Here to tell us more, our own Run-On Herman.
Thank you, Erica. Chosen offers an in-depth look at the first time 5 Korean Americans ran for Congress. The film Chosen focuses on the complex dynamics of Korean American communities. One student who saw the film said she hates politics but loved the movie. The film also draws parallels between the 2020 election and the wave of Asian hate crimes in 1992. The trailer highlights some of the impactful moments of the film.
Never before have there been 5 congressional candidates of Korean descent running at the same time.
My Korean name is Sunja. You think about tragedy, the discrimination and the stigma, right? There was stigma.
I'm forever grateful for this country that gave me the opportunity to realize the American dream.
My both parents fled from North Korea, communism. I'm running because I want to work with you.
My story as a Korean American story can be fundamentally an American story.
You can find more information about Joseph June and his films at the link on our website, ui7newsroom.com.
Up next, we have a look at the U of I's wheelchair basketball tournament and all of this weekend's look-aheads. Stay with us after this short break.
Now that we're back from that break, I have to say, whether it be in film or theater or music, our school is filled with so many talented individuals.
That's right, Erica. And if you don't feel like you're one of them, it might just be time to try something new. Ever considered ice skating? The UI Ice Arena regularly holds public skating events every week and is open to everyone in the Champaign area. The on-campus ice arena offers several activities including ice skating lessons, extracurricular hockey games, and other club activities throughout the year. Built in 1931, the UI Ice Arena continues to be one of the only ice skating rinks in the area. Public Skate is a casual, fun ice skating event for any beginner or expert skaters. Students, families, and community members that are looking for a fun activity to do during the cold season are encouraged to check out this event. Admission is also free for Illinois students and campus recreation members. The Public Skate events are every Wednesday and Friday from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. before the cold season comes to an end.
U of I wheelchair basketball doesn't get the chance to play many games on their home court, but last weekend was one of those rare opportunities as the Illini hosted a two-day tournament featuring men's and women's teams from Alabama to Arizona. After a rough stretch in their season, Illinois regained its confidence this weekend with the men's team winning all three of its games and the women only losing once. The Illini honored its senior student athletes before the final game of the tournament in front of a packed house at the Arc. Head coach Matt Bucci says the moment was bittersweet since they'll be missed, but the season isn't over yet. Both programs still have a few games before they compete in the national championship tournament next month. Bucci says he's grateful for all the support and energy they've received this weekend.
The biggest thing is that it provided him an opportunity in a community to be himself. And I remember what he was like beforehand. And it's all good to have love from your family, but you want acceptance from peers. It's harder than able-bodied basketball, no doubt. And so for them, they put in all this work for them to be able to see the fruits of their own labor through support, through a win, whatever that may mean to them is beautiful. It means, like I said, the world to me. It really does mean the world to me. It's beautiful.
For more information on their upcoming games, visit ui7newsroom.com.
Now turning to this weekend's look-aheads, we have a lot of things coming up for students to check out. The Isery Quartet will be performing The Art of Translation at Krannert Center this Sunday at 3. The all-female quartet consists of 3 violins and 1 cellist. The Grammy-nominated group has also won a number of other different awards in the classical music genre. Tickets are now on sale, so check it out for a little taste of classical music.
Virginia Theater is hosting a screening of The Magic Stump, a documentary about a mysterious Illinois stump that has attracted 2 rare prairie falcons. Screening of the 20-minute presentation will be this Sunday at 3. The theater will also be hosting a conservation reception starting at 2. The event is free, but an RSVP is required.
Illini women's basketball will face off at the State Farm Center against Penn State this Sunday at 2. Penn State ranking in the 11th in the Big Ten Conference after their loss to Ohio State, while the Illini come in at 6th after their loss to Maryland. With both teams just coming off a loss, it should make for an interesting game. Erica, anything you're particularly excited for?
I have to say, classical music is proven to help your retention level, so with midterms right around the corner, that might be something we should check out.
So de-stressing would be very nice.
Exactly. Just some nice relaxation music to help us get through.
All those midterms.
Yes. And there's something else you won't want to miss this weekend. Make sure you tune into Illini Sports Night Tuesdays at 7 p.m. for the latest updates on all Illini sports. They even have a big announcement for the game this weekend. Take a look.
Have big news.
We were off, so we need some rest too. You know, it's been a grueling stretch, and this bye week could not have come at a better time.
You can see that sit-down interview and more of our Illini Sports Night special presentation of Big Ten Plus Hoops pregame show of the Penn State Nittany Lions versus Illinois Fighting Illini. We will be simulcasting live this Sunday at 1:30 from State Farm Center.
Also, check out UI7newsroom.com for our lifestyle reports on UI and 7.
Aaron Anastas, freshman in DGS, is hard at work again. He's a crackerjack talent, an aspiring writer, and an excellent conversationalist. He's also a writer for the Daily Illini, but you wouldn't know that because he still hasn't finished his first article.
I'm working on it right now.
He tends to experience deep denial when faced with these truths.
I'm not in denial.
That sounds like denial.
You know what? I need to concentrate. Goodbye.
Aaron is a big fan of the outdoors, especially when he goes on long walks to pretend that he's the main character.
Stop! That's not what I'm doing! Go away!
Aaron has to face the truth.
Jeez! Come on! Okay, fine. I will finish my article if that's what makes you happy.
Good. I am happy.
Good!
There he goes, off into the sunset.
Please be quiet.
Goodbye.
Well, that is all we have for you today. Thank you so much for spending your Friday morning with us.
Remember, the best way to make it a great day is to have
a good morning, Illini!
I
miss doing that with you.
I know.
See,
We're such a good
you need
team.
to come back in the semester. I know it's your first show.
I know. It's my first show anchoring this semester, but I've been behind the scenes.
You've been
so
producing.
yeah, it's been
Ooh.
different. It's
Did
been
you
very
like it?
different. I do like it.
Okay, good.
I do like it. It's a different role to step
I
into.
miss you in front of the camera with me.
Oh, thank you. I know. I miss sitting next to you.
Good morning, Elena, and good morning, Erica.
Yeah, good morning, Elena. Good morning, Erica.
It has a nice ring to it, I think.
I